Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today on the table in front of us is something special, really. This is a prototype by a friend of mine. His name is Patrick Silva. Now, he is a friend of Adrian de Souza over from Dan Designs. Patrick has been working on getting his own knives made for quite a while, and I got to tell you, I followed the process. It ain't easy. It isn't. It's not just throw out a design and the world jumps. He had this prototype made by Bestech. That does not necessarily mean that this knife will be produced by Bestech. That's the way it goes sometimes. This is the Ascension. And I dig this thing. I really do. Now, why they chose to do the prototype with a black stonewash blade with satin flats, I don't know. But generally speaking, they did a really good job, and I really like the design. I really do. Look how nice, that giant slab of S35 VN. It is all titanium running on bearings. It is a front flipper, as you can see, and I just love the super refined profile that's going on here. Pocket clip is very nice, has enough room. Good spring, good ramp. This thing carries really easily. And of course, the action on the front flip is super good. I very much hope that Patrick either works a deal where Bestech is happy and they're willing to get in there, or not. And if not, I hope he finds someone else to make this. Maybe Kubi or QSP or who knows, because this is an excellent pocket knife. Now, it is a big boy. As you can see, if we lay it out here on the table, the overall knife, that'll be about 8 inches. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just shy of 8 inches, but with the pocket clip, we are right at 8 inches. The blade length on this Ascension prototype is 1, 2, 3, and 1/8 of cutting, and 3.5 on the overall blade length. I like this thing. Well, of course, I have big hands, so this is a very, very comfortable knife for me, almost entirely because of this wonderfully neutral handle. Right? I've been calling it sort of coffin-shaped. This knife is, well, it's a lot of things I like in a knife, you know. The front flipper is a little stabby, but everything is chamfered off so that it will not interfere when it's down in the pocket. And remember, this side would be up against the outside edge of your pocket and away from things that are in the front of the pocket, in front of the knife. It has a very nice pivot. I do like the work on the pocket clip. I think I mentioned that, but let's do it again. It has a couple of nice barrel spacers. This is a really nice little knife. Patrick, my man, you did a good job. Let's take a look at the handle length. I mean, because there's no choils and no swells, no nothing. The handle is 1, 2, 3, 4.25 inches long, and you can grab it anywhere on the handle comfortably. Pocket clip is no hot spot because of where it is on the knife and how short it is. Excuse me, I'm rocking the table. I love the compound sort of grind on this thing. There we go. It's got really nice, robust tip, you know, in case you needed to stab cut something. Generally speaking, because it is a tanto, it's got this nice point down here, which is great for opening packages and other cuts in that direction. Now, the way it's designed, it's not really meant for chopping on a chopping board. You're not going to want to prep food with this, but you could. It will cut whatever you ask. I love the hole they put in the blade for weight reduction, and they need it because I know we're doing things a little out of order here. We'll do size comparisons in a second, but I want to show you guys something. The blade stock on this bad boy, way back here at the thickest point, is 5 millimeters. Now, having said that, the grind is very steep, so it comes down to a very nice edge. It really does. This is well done. It's got the barrel spacers in the back, so 3 screws back here, only the pivot in the front. Other than that, it is a very, very clean design. As you can see, it has a hardened lock bar insert, and it is, of course, a frame lock. And we're locked up at just about 20%, but it is perfect. No wiggle, no rock, no nothing. You may not get to see this knife, and that would be a crying shame. You may. That would be awesome, but we won't know until a little farther down the road. Let's do the basic size comparisons. Here it is against the PM2. This happens to be a crew-wear edition. As you can see, it is bigger than the PM2. Excuse me, PM3. The Para 3, I know I said PM a second ago, it's habit. The Para 3 here is an excellent pocket knife, a little small for me in the hand. This particular model in crew-wear is really very nice, and this was actually a gift, and I am very grateful for that. So let's move that down out of the way. What should we do is our large knife comparison. Oh, let's do something different. Let's do the full-size Adamas in crew-wear. Since this is a crew-wear knife, let's do another crew-wear knife. And as you can see, it is considerably smaller than the full-size Adamas. It's just a great size knife. It really is. Now, it is a little heavy, and we'll get to that in just a second as well, but, you know, these are big, thick slabs of titanium that have been, and unfortunately, again, with my crappy camera setup, you're not going to be able to see it. But there's a lot of milling in here, but they could have gone a little farther. My hope is that on a production version, you know, they could go a little farther. They could even thin out the blade stock a little bit, which I would be very sad to see, but could be done to lighten this thing up. But you know what? It's because of the neutral handle and the overall shape, a little bit of extra weight just makes it feel very solid in hand. Patrick, if you're listening, the only thing that I would suggest on a long flat blade like this is maybe bring the jimping forward on the handle, just on the blade, just a little bit, because my thumb doesn't naturally land here. It lands, you know, here. And so jimping a little farther forward would be great. I love the swedge work they've done here. Let's see if we get that show. There we go. See how it thins out right through here, but stays thick here, so you get a nice robust tip. And of course, the front end of this Tanto is just almost a chisel. And you could scrape very easily with that. Don't use your knives for stuff like that, but if you had to, the Ascension here would be a marvelous tool in that direction. Let's weigh it. Let's weigh it and see what we get. Alrighty. Oh, magic scale. All right. Yeah, 5.6 ounces, which for a full tie knife that is 8 full inches long with 5 millimeters of S35VN, that ain't bad. Now, I know, I can hear you. It's too heavy for my EDC. Well, not all knives are for all people, and that's okay. But Patrick, my man, and the folks at Bestech, if you're listening, this is a knife for me, and I very much hope that you go forward with production on this. And if you don't, then I hope Patrick finds a home for it, and we all get a chance to see this thing, because it is well, it's just a very interesting knife. I really like it. Now, you're going to see this again. I have another couple of prototypes that I own now that I will be sharing with you in another video down the road a ways. And I will bring out the few other prototypes that I have as well. So I'm going to do a prototype video when I share those. Keep your eyes open for that. Anyway, in the meantime, this is the Silva Designs Ascension. It is only in prototype form, but if things go the way we hope they do, eventually you will be able to get your hands on one if you're interested. Let me know down in the comments below if that is something you would be interested in. I know I am. Thank you so much, Patrick, for sharing this with me. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, ask down in the comments. Please subscribe on your way out. I'd love to have you here on a regular basis, and we'll see you next time.